It's times like this when America needs to know why your nation's capital, a place where 700,000 tax-paying Americans live, should be the 51st state.
It would require a constitutional amendment, far more than is required of President Trump to exercise, by the way, his completely appropriate authority in this instance. Washington, D.C. All right. Do you guys, I'm going to give you the references and kind of make the case that honestly is airtight. I will say it's not really something up for debate. It's not a state. It was never meant to be. As a matter of fact, it was expressly made to not be a state, and with good reason. Some people don't seem to understand that. Namely, the mayor of Washington, D.C., Bowser, said on the Brekkie Club, that's what kids call it, I guess, the Brekkie Club, little Brekkie Nook, said that D.C. needs statehood.
I can say a little bit more about why D.C. is different, but it's times like this when America needs to know why your nation's capital, a place where 700,000 tax-paying Americans live, should be the 51st state. While our kind of autonomy is limited and our grip on democracy is tenuous in a city that is not a state and does not have 2 senators, we do have local elected government, and our own residents know how to make their voices heard.
What does she mean when she says our relationship with democracy is tenuous? They just shoehorn that in there. Like, that's a big loaded statement. What do you mean?
They could make that fit any year.
Yeah.
Go back in history, any year they could say that. It's just like, it's just a tool to use to scare you. Oh, I'm the only one protecting democracy. The other people,
and it immediately makes me question your credibility and your authenticity. Yeah. All right, here's a little bit of a history lesson. First, just to set the stage, D.C. is a federal district, okay? It is not a state. Let's look at why, and let's look at the justification for that. Well, let me give you a few key facts here. Key fact number 1, the Founding Fathers specifically wanted a neutral site for the Capitol, right?
On purpose.
On purpose. They said and knew that Congress would need the ability to act without, quote, it's a summary, so I shouldn't say quote, depending on a state to provide protection, a state being able to mess with congressional proceedings.
Which they would totally do.
Of course they would.
Absolutely. Imagine California, New York.
Yes.
Illinois,
exactly.
They would absolutely get in the way.
Of course. It's exactly right. I mean, it's said that this is remedial, but this is a mayor of a major city who's trying to sell you this false bill of goods. Key fact number 2, okay? The status of D.C. is directly baked into the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 authorized Congress to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district not exceeding 10 miles square as may become the seat of government of the United States. So it would require a constitutional amendment to become a state. So it's just kind of funny when they talk about Donald Trump federalizing a police force, which he has the authority to do because it's a district, not a state. And they say, we just need statehood. Well, why don't you educate people on what kind of authority you actually have there? It would require a constitutional amendment, far more than is required of President Trump to exercise, by the way, his completely appropriate authority in this instance.
They just want 2 senators.
That's in Article 1, too. You don't have to read that far into the Constitution to get there.
I know.
It's pretty close to the front.
I didn't even get to Article 2. I read Article 1, took a nap.
I don't even know what's in Article 3.
No idea. Your guess it's anyone's guess, really. By the way, best way to follow me, this channel, is download the Rumble app. We're live weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, but download the Rumble app. Follow me there. And, of course, follow all your favorite channels there on Rumble. Don't be at the mercy of big tech's algorithms. Fast fact number 3 here, key fact. The land that were in question was ceded by Maryland and Virginia specifically to establish said district. So, Founding Fathers knew that it had to be a district. They outlined that in the Constitution, and then there was an actual agreement through ceding of land involving 2 separate states to establish said outlined district. This is not by accident. This isn't one of those things where you, by the way, can wrongly argue the position of a comma in the Second Amendment to try and say that people don't have the right to own firearms when it actually proves the exact opposite. This is really, really clear by itself, any separate bit of this information, and it's even more clear in context. Let me give you the history there. The land was ceded under the Residence Act, 1790. Creating D.C. into a state would specifically violate the law, to be clear, that was written, that we've kind of covered. And it would backpedal on the reason that 2 states ceded their land to the federal government to begin with, to accommodate said law.
Yeah, wouldn't the reasonable thing to do be to, split that land up and give it back to Maryland and Virginia?
That would be something. Hey,
If you were to break the law.
if you were to, that would seem like it would make more sense. Not just consolidate power in a place that is representative of nowhere else in the United States.
No, it's completely democratic. They know they would get 2 senators. They know that they would get, I mean, I guess 1 seat in the House. That's the city of 700,000 people becoming a state. What's the lowest population in the country for a state? I don't even know what it is, but I'm betting it's far more than 700,000 people.
I don't think so. The Dakotas are pretty low. Iowa's
They're low, but I think they're higher than
Rhode
that.
Island?
But I don't
Rhode
know.
Island? I don't know. I think it's a little higher. They got problems.
My point is,
Yeah, that's your point.
it's just small. It's small. And all they want is the seats in Congress. That's it. Period. Whatever number they are. That's it. There's no other reason for this.
Yes.
These people aren't being mistreated. There is no lack of representation. Like, they're fine.
That's right.
What's
He's
the point?
very small. This is the word Gerald said most in his life. Yes, noodles.
Y poquito.
Admonish.
Is it not? It wouldn't be the smallest?
Admonish. Admonish right
Wyoming.
away.
How small is
I
Wyoming?
want to see more admonishment in
590.
this program.
590?
Which one?
Yeah, they shouldn't be a state.
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Okay, bye, Wyoming. I'm just kidding.
Hey, while we're at it, North and South Dakota, settle your differences.
Make
Yeah.
it Dakota.
You're Dakota.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You have more in common than you have that separates you. Namely, the name. So just do that. I don't even know which one Fargo is.
It's in North Dakota.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
There you go. And I just think about the movie in a wood chipper.
There you go. That's the best part.
Oh, you're still here, which is a miracle in the age of Instagram and shorts. I think you have some shorts up there. You have an attention span that is longer than that of a fruit gnat. So thank you. I'm glad you probably would like it a lot more if you actually head over and subscribe on Rumble. I'm live there 5 days a week, 11 a.m. Eastern, where free speech is still alive. Go to Rumble. Get off the social media ghetto that is YouTube, with a lot of homosexual activity here on YouTube. There may be some on Rumble, but I haven't seen it.